I'll be speaking on oral presentation. All right, oral presentation. Now, just see the one quote on oral presentation. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
respond, no, because I will feel that I'm being heard. Otherwise, I do not know. I may feel that I'm speaking on my own. Just here and there, please be responding.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, good. Now, actually, this topic I have already dealt in your class. It's a sort of repetition for you. So I think you can easily follow what I'm trying to tell you. Now, oral presentation, it is something that all of you have to practice because you will need to do a lot of oral presentations. So please, as I am just giving you some tips on how you have to prepare for oral presentation, please pay attention. Now, I'll just give you a nice quote on oral presentation. The energy level of the audience is the same as the speakers, for better, for worse. Now, the energy level that the audience, the energy level of the speaker. If the speaker is very enthusiastic, the same energy will flow to the audience. And if the energy level is low, the same energy level the audience will be experiencing. So it is very important when we are giving a presentation that our energy levels should be very high so that, we share the same pulse with the audience. I'll just give you some of the points of an oral presentation. An oral presentation is to inform. So whatever points the speaker has got, he has to inform it to the audience. And now the speaker should be very assertive. All right, he should have a strong energy level. Now, usually the points that he will be covering are something that will be good for the audience. Now, he should try to, motivate the audience about the good things that he's trying to speak. He should persuade them. He should convince them to understand his point of view. All right, he should be very persuasive and he should have the power to inspire the audience that whatever he's speaking is, very informative, very good, and it will be useful for them. So as I have said earlier, the energy level of the speaker is equal to that of the audience. So he should inspire the audience, all right, and he should motivate them, and there should be a goodwill established between the speaker and the audience. That is the first thing that the speaker is supposed to do. As soon as the speaker goes, he has to establish a good rapport with a pleasant expression on his face, just interact with them, ask something, and he should see that there is a good will established between him and the audience. And so goodwill should be there so that whatever ideas he is presenting to the audience, they will be receptive to his points. And who are the people who will be using the oral presentation? They are scholars, professionals, and students. They will need to use oral presentations a lot. And now one of the requisites of oral presentation is that there should be a desire to disseminate the knowledge that I have got, whatever knowledge I have acquired as a result of preparing for the topic that I am sharing with the audience. I should be able to spread my ideas to the audience. And so this is a requisite. And so usually, as we have seen earlier, we use them and even in conferences, public places, in company meetings. And so whether it is students or anybody who is practicing oral presentation, there should be, a passion to master the skill of oral presentation. Now, what are the, Minna, what is the thing that we are supposed to do before we give an oral presentation? We have to plan the topic that we will be discussing. All right, we have to plan, and after we have got the points, we have to work a great deal on the topic that we have to speak. And so we have to try to see that during the planning process, we have to see that we remove all the mistakes, we develop a good presentation, and good planning ensures that half the mistakes are eliminated. So mistakes occur where there is no proper planning. And just see the picture here. See the enthusiasm that is there in the audience. I have already shared with you the enthusiasm level of the speaker. If it passes on to the audience. So it is very electrifying. The emotion in an oral presentation is, it is very electrifying. And so coming to the audience, when we are speaking, we have to focus our presentation on the audience. So you have to organize your information. Am I clear to you? Please, are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please respond. And
yes, ma'am.
All right, good. So organize your information into 3 categories. So focus on the audience. And the next thing is just try to see that the presentation has got about 3 to 5 points. Don't let it be very lengthy. And when you are preparing your presentation, make it point wise so that the audience can remember if it is put in point wise. And next thing is, if you try to speak to them continuously, they may not remember. Ensure there is enough repetition for them, for them to get registered, for whatever you are telling to get registered in their minds. So repetition can be through internal summaries, some comparisons, analogies or comparisons and some stories. If you do all these things while you are giving a presentation, try to relate what you're trying to say with some comparison or some stories, some experience. So that will be easy for the audience to remember. And the next thing is, make sure that there is a good introduction. So in the introduction, you have to tell about yourself, your educational background. If you are, if you're connected to some social bodies, if you tell about yourself, I mean, the people will believe you, and so if they know something about your background information, it will be a nice sort of getting connected to you. So ensure that you tell something about yourself, and let there be an effective opening And if there is an effective opening, the audience will connect to you, and in between, raise some questions to the audience. And so it's always good that questions are asked, and here and there give some real statistics. Don't just try to give some vague figures, just try to give them some realistic things, and your audience will get connected to you more easily if you give them some facts and tell them some stories. And now it is always good that before you introduce the topic to them, just give them a guesswork of the topic that you will be speaking on. And now that we have come to the point, if possible, you can yourself disclose the topic, reveal the topic to the audience, and explain to the audience the importance of the topic that you are dealing with. How will that topic be useful to them? So the topic that you have selected, you have made a good research on the need that the audience has, and you have selected the topic. And so give a brief outline of the major points that you will be covering in the presentation. And the next thing is coming to the main body of the presentation. So explain, we have already seen that you have given the major points. Now, afterwards, the next step is that you explain the points to them. Am I clear? Yes, please. Am I clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
I hear only one voice. What about the others? Here, students, are you there? Are you listening to what is talked?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't hear a collective response. Here and there, only one or two students I can hear
Yes,
the
ma'am.
response.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All right.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So now the main body. Now that we have discussed the main body, just try to explain to them the points and give very clear explanation, provide convincing evidences, and here and there you can use some transition words in between, just to relate one point to another point. You have to just try to use some transition words like so, therefore, the first point, the second point, in conclusion, in retrospect. So just try to give some transition words for the just connecting the introduction to the body and to the conclusion. And the next thing is, so when you are coming to the conclusion, give them enough indication that you are going to conclude the topic. So you can give some signal topics, and before you tell them, you can summarize the topics that have been discussed. And so you can just refer to some future action. Like, for example, you can, before you wind it up, you can say thank you or something like that. And you can just try to tell them to ask you some questions based on what has been discussed. And just try to tell your audience, answer the audience the questions that they have asked you. So you should be very confident in answering the questions that they have asked you. There should be a level of happiness expressed on your face to answer the question. Now, we have seen the points in the earlier beginning only. So all this has been the way you deliver, and before you deliver the speech, you have to, before you come to deliver the speech, you need a lot of practice. You know, an oral presentation is not just an easy thing to stand before a big crowd and speak. It requires for you to be confident and not be nervous. You need a lot of, preparation, practice, and you need to figure out word after word, every word that you will be covering in your presentation. You need to put it in writing, whatever point you are discussing, and see that you know where you have to emphasize which word has to be emphasized, and which are the words and phrases that you need to keep on repeatedly using. So you need to train yourself in all the sections so that the overall presentation will turn out well. And now in the practice session, you can do one thing. You can record your presentation, the mock presentation. You can record it and just review it to see how it worked out, how it came out. So what you can do is you can just review it and listen to the sound, and imagine that you are giving a presentation while you are recording before an audience. So you will know how you have to do the real presentation, and use different, in your PowerPoint presentation, in your slides, don't have the same color, use different colors for highlighting different things. And the way you remind yourself that here at this point, I need to give a pause and I need to repeat the point. So this will all be useful for you in your practice. So I need to take a pause here, I need to repeat this point. And so here I need to have a change in my slide. So have a thorough practice before you go for the presentation. And so you can, for people like you, students, you can practice it before your classmates and ask them for a feedback, how the presentation went out, and ask them to give a comment. So based on the comment, you can just try to plan your presentation. And the next thing is the presentation. When it comes to the presentation, now that you had enough practice, you have recorded your presentation, you have made it before your friends, and you have had enough practice. Now you're very sure how the presentation will go out. All right. Are you listening? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So make your audience feel very comfortable. The comfort, the to the audience. So first of all, you be very comfortable, be very relaxed, and just try to get connected with the audience. And we have seen the importance of eye contact repeatedly in almost all my classes. I told you the importance of eye contact. When you have eye contact with the audience, you will be able to know what is happening in their mind. So the audience will know that you're attentive to them. So just try to see that you have a glance. All right, quick glance at every person in the audience. So just try to move your glance, see that you look at every person in the audience, every member of the audience. And so try to see that for the most part, your eye contact is with the audience, and occasionally you can just keep looking at the slides. Otherwise, for the most part, you should be connected to the audience. And you have to be very conscious about your body language. Try to see that your body language is very positive and you are able to get connected, use proper gestures, try to see that there is good, a slight movement on the stage, interact with them. If you want, you can every now and then just ask them something to get, to be convinced that they are able to understand you. Smile. All right. One of the a very good sign of positive body language is that you smile occasionally. And now, if you feel that the pace at which you're delivering your presentation is very fast, try to lower the pace, slow down the pace of your presentation. And if you feel that the pace of your presentation is a bit slow, just try to see how it will be suitable to the audience and just try to change the pace of your presentation and just try to move about a little in the space that is provided to you. And if you do this, it will be a good presentation for you. And now coming to the PowerPoint presentation, before I just talk about PowerPoint presentation, if there's anything that anybody wants to ask, you're welcome to do that. Yes, in the points that we have just now discussed, is there anything that anybody wants to ask? Yes. 3 and 5, L7, anything you want to ask? Here, please unmute yourself and ask. N2, L7, are you people there? Yes,
Yes.
Vardhan,
Yes, ma'am.
are you people there? You're sleeping.
No,
Just try
ma'am.
to ask me some questions. Yes. So the points that I just now discussed were about oral presentation. So the energy level of the audience, all right, it will be triggered based on the energy level of the speaker. So the speaker should make sure that his energy level is good when she comes to speak. There should not be any sign of tiredness. He should look very active. The speaker, before he comes to the presentation, should make sure that the earlier day he had a good sound sleep and he had a good meal and he's not tired. So all this body language things will be seen very clearly if the speaker is tired or if he did not have enough sleep, just the speaker should ensure that he has got good energy levels when he comes to speak. Anything else anybody wants to share? Yes. So usually oral presentations are something that are used in conferences, public lectures, company meetings, and usually scholars use them, professionals and students make use of oral presentations, and they should be informative and they should inspire the audience. Whatever has been, whatever has been covered in the presentation, it should be really inspiring so that the audience will be able to be, be impacted by what has been spoken, and it should be able to change their mindset and they should incorporate whatever points have been discussed in their real life. And so the audience should be really challenged, inspired, motivated by the speaker, because the audience, they have great hopes from the speaker that whatever the speaker is trying to tell them, it should significantly impact them. So the audience, it is the duty of the audience also to try to see that they are receptive. They do not waste their time just sitting there without, by being passive listeners. They too should actively get involved in the presentation, take down notes, try to see if they ask some questions related to the presentation, and engage the full session, the audience as well as the speaker should be fully engaged during the time of presentation, and it should be a nice one-to-one interaction between the audience and the speaker. The audience should make sure that they make maximum use of all the knowledge that the speaker has got, so that they themselves will be really benefited in their, and they will have, they will be able to get a maximum understanding of all the points that have been discussed. Yes, anybody wants to ask anything? Yes, P1, P2. P1, P2, you want to ask anything? N5. Now, all of you also, you will have to be doing oral presentations. Now, remember all the things that have been just now discussed. Making an oral presentation, it is not an easy task. It requires many days of preparation, because you need to know what the topic is that you will be speaking on. You need to gather all the material, and you have to plan out how you will be doing a presentation, put the points, do a lot of, yes, somebody wants to ask some question. N5. N5, you want to ask some question? Anybody wants to ask anything, you're welcome to just unmute yourself and ask. So remember, making a presentation is not an easy task. You need to prepare, you need to work hard for a presentation, plan out the topic, and then the next step is that you have to develop the topic that you have to cover. And so you need to write down, you need to make a draft, rough draft. Now that you have got all the points, you just put it in the form of rough draft, or maybe if you're trying to prepare it through the internet, you just try to put all the points together and filter all the points, so that you have developed a very good presentation. And so make sure that everything is put in order, every point is put in order before you execute the presentation before the audience. Now, if this is done, your presentation will turn out to be very effective. Yes, anybody wants to ask me some questions? Yes. Anybody wants to ask some questions?
No, ma'am, continue.
Yes. So this is a point that I have just selected this topic for the first class, because this is almost a sort of repetition. So I thought you will be able to just remember, if you're attentive now to what is being presented to you, it will be a sort of preparation for your exam. So now, when you try to present your points before the audience, so when you are making a presentation, remember that your presentation should be, you should remember that what is the need of what is the audience need of my topic, which I am going to cover. So based upon, if you remember, I already discussed with you earlier, just try to see to which age group of audience you are sharing, and try to get information about the audience. And this will help you to make your plan your presentation according to the need of the audience. So just, when you are giving your presentation, now when a student is reading the book, if he has not understood anything in the course of reading, he will go back to the earlier pages and will just try to revise. Get confirmed what were the points that he already has read. Now, in a presentation, when a speaker is speaking, it is not possible for the audience to know the points that were covered earlier. So to ensure that the audience has thoroughly understood the points, it is better that the speaker repeats the points. It's a sort of, instead of continuously going with the presentation, the speaker should keep on repeating the points so that the audience will be able to understand the points that have been covered. So this it is. So somewhere any point the audience has missed out, through repetition, the audience will be able to understand, recollect the points that have been mentioned, that have been covered. So repetition in a presentation, it serves many purposes, and it will also, it will also the speaker also, he will just try to get some additional information if he has to pass on to the audience. Maybe in the first time when he says, he may not remember. So when he repeats, he can, get some extra points, and he can just share it with the audience. Yes. So the three parts of a presentation we have seen. What are the three parts of the presentation? The first is yes, in the first part of the presentation, is, can anybody please tell me what is the first point in the presentation? Are you able to see my screen? Yeah, somebody please tell what is the first point in the presentation. Are you able to see my screen? Please respond. Yes.
Provide your application or credibility.
Okay, please read. Continue reading.
Create an effective opening to interest your audience.
Okay.
Pose a question. Give an amazing fact, or tell a short interesting story.
Okay.
Reveal topic to the audience.
Okay.
Explain why important for them to learn about. Give a brief outline of the major points.
So explain the importance. All right. So the first thing that is there in a presentation is introduction. So these are the points that will be covered in the introduction. The introduction covers, all right, some information that the speaker has to give about himself, herself, to the audience. And once you establish your introduction to the audience, they will, a sort of, they will know a sort of credibility is established. They believe you, they know your background. And once the audience knows the background of the speaker, they can easily relate to the speaker since they know where she comes from. Otherwise, if you do not introduce yourself, the audience will not know where you are from, anything about you. So create an effective opening and see that the audience is really interested with the opening that you give to them. And the next thing is the main body. The next thing is the main body of the presentation. So whatever main points have been discussed in the introduction, what should you do? One of you please read, no? What are you supposed to do in the main body? Yes, please. Please unmute and read. One of you unmute and read the main body of the presentation.
Explain points, give clear explanations, provide sufficient evidence to be convincing, use transitions between sections of your presentation, as well as between points in your main body section. Yeah, finished, ma'am.
All right, see, when you are in the class and we are unmuting yourself, make sure that there is no background disturbance. All right, so coming to the main body. So as you are explaining to them, you can just try to bring some comparisons of the point that you are sharing with them to some, to some very strong comparisons so that it will relate to the audience better, comparison stories, and some complicated ideas. It will be difficult for them to understand just with the explanation. So try to break down the complicated ideas and try to make it easy for them to understand by giving some comparisons or something like that, analogies, stories. And so this is the main body of the presentation. And the next thing is the conclusion. Yes, one of you can please read the conclusion. Here, please read the conclusion, one of you. Here, one of you unmute yourself and give me the conclusion. One girl, all the students who have spoken till now were boys. One girl, please unmute yourself and read out the last slide. Girls, are you there? Girls? Yeah, girls. Are you there, girls? All right, somebody read the last slide then. Yeah, you people are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please read. I can hear many participants here, but when I'm asking you to read, why are you not responding? Read the last one. Conclusion. Yes, please. Please read, no?
Signal your conclusion with a transition. Summarize your points. Refer to future action if needed. End with thank you. If any answering questions, tell your audience. I will now be happy to answer any questions.
All right. So this is how you have to conclude. Before you come to the point of conclusion, you can give them some signal, words, transition words to indicate that you're going to conclude the presentation. And the next thing is, so we have seen that there will be a question and answer session, and try to answer all the questions that have been raised. And now, if you still want to follow up with the audience, you can just give your email ID or phone number, and you can see if you want to contact me more on the topic that has been discussed, or you want to get more information on the topic that has been discussed. You can contact me over phone, or you can give them your email ID, so that there will be some sort of a clarification on any doubts that the audience get later. So this is how you're supposed to conclude the topic. And